world leader offering comprehensive peace to the Middle East, multiple nations aligning behind a single plan, a specific deadline that would create unprecedented urgency. Everything was on the table. Israel had been fighting like lions for over a year. Netanyahu had promised to completely eliminate Hamas. Hostage families were crying out for the return of their loved ones. The international community was demanding an end to the bloodshed, and Trump positioned himself right at the center of it all, not as a neutral mediator, but as the central authority over the entire process, not suggesting options, but establishing terms, not asking for cooperation, but demanding it with devastating consequences for rejection. This had never happened before in modern Middle Eastern history. No American president had established such a direct ultimatum. No world leader had gotten Hamas to seriously consider surrendering control. No peace initiative had included ongoing personal oversight by the leader who proposed it. The details of the plan were astonishing in their scope. The United States would provide security guarantees and reconstruction oversight. Israel would accept territorial concessions and military restraint. Hamas would surrender weapons and governmental control. Egypt and Qatar would serve as mediators and guarantors. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Jordan would provide regional legitimacy. The European Union would potentially contribute reconstruction funds. The United Nations would offer international recognition. That's at least 8 major parties with dozens of smaller actors involved, multiple nations, multiple interests, multiple agendas, all converging around a single plan presented by a single man. And that man had a track record of doing the impossible. During his first term, Trump achieved the Abraham Accords. He normalized relations between Israel and several Arab states. He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. He recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He did things that experts said were impossible. Now he was aiming for the grand prize: comprehensive peace in the Middle East, the end of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the reconstruction of Gaza under international supervision, a new era of regional prosperity. It sounded too good to be true. And for biblical prophecy scholars, that was exactly the problem, because the Bible specifically warns about a time when the world will declare peace and safety just before sudden destruction comes. But we'll get to that in the upcoming chapters. For now, you need to understand the magnitude of what Trump proposed. It wasn't simply another peace attempt. It was a complete restructuring of regional relationships in the Middle East. It was the centralization of decision-making power in the hands of a single international figure. It was the creation of precedents that had never existed before. And it all happened in 72 hours. What Trump said next has been called everything, from diplomatic genius to prophetic fulfillment, from dangerous deception to a sign of the end times. Speaking directly to the camera from behind the Resolute desk, with a map of the proposed Gaza withdrawal lines visible behind him, Trump delivered what he called one of the greatest days in the history of civilization. Let me take you through his exact words, because every phrase matters. Good afternoon, friends. This is a great day for the Middle East, for Israel, for the hostage families, and really for the world. Note how he frames this globally, not just regionally. This isn't just about Gaza or even Israel. It's about the entire world order. Based on what they said, I believe they're ready for lasting peace. They've agreed to release all the hostages, the living ones, about 20 brave souls, and the remains of the others, about 28. That's huge. But then Trump said something that sent shockwaves through diplomatic and prophetic communities. Israel, you've been incredible, strong, tough as lions, but now it's time to stop the bombing in Gaza right now. It's too dangerous to extract the hostages